Okay.
You got your microphone all
Wrong way. Okay. Welcome back to the Pialba Fours Carnival. Just ready to start our second game, and when we do that, we'd like to thank our major sponsors that help us run carnivals like this, especially the Harvey Bay RSL Group, David Lee, our local MP, the Harvey Bay RSL Community Grants Program, Fraser Coast Regional Council, Andrew Stevens from One Agency, Fraser Coast, BCIB Insurance Brokers, Nick Fisher, Auto Pro from Harvey Bay, Churches of Christ in Queensland, Lawn Bowls to You, Clayton Hearing, and Go Natural Foods. We thank those sponsors for their support. Our two is player Rogers from the Beckham Club, which is just on out near the Bruce Highway from Harvey Bay, about 20 minutes away. Playing Ash Van Winkle, who I believe is now at the Kawana Club. Ash has Kristian, Crocker, Jay Dawe, Max Evans. Roger has Peter Waters, Les Piggott, and Robert Beckham. Sun's back out. It's beautiful Pialba. And Roger just calling backhand side, which is with the wind here at Pialba, a little bit of the difficult side. And obviously rain has dampened the green off a little bit. So we've got one bowl, two bowls past Jack High. The boys obviously had a good lunch and forgot that it had been a bit of wet stuff on the green. So Jay, last bowl, I think he's going to be a tad short as well. So we haven't got Ash skipping. They've changed their side around. I didn't think that looked like Ash down there. Oh, I definitely know Roger's playing this first bowl. Oh no, he's skipping. Yeah. Yeah, Rogers fell into the trap as well. front somewhere.
One to Roger, is it?
No, one to Ash.
Ash, okay. This is Max.
So Max is up front.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
We've got that one covered.
Yep. I'll go see Jay.
And yeah, good start from Max. Bowls behind the head help. That's a very good bowl from Robert. Robert's a very new player. We played in the district novice singles a few weeks ago and got a fair way through the event. Shows a lot of promise. Done?
You want to let them know that the team.
Yep. That's it. Right, so the changed team we've got, Max is leading, Ash has gone to second, Dawe 3, Kristian Crocker is skipping. So Ash with his first bowl. Wide, little bit shy. It does take a bit of getting used to this ditch rink on this #1 green. Especially if you played somewhere else on the green. It's very protected over here. Good shot there, Les. Up and down for shot. Nice jack high bowl for him to work off. Yeah, Ash found his nice correction. Definitely won. So, Les on the forehand, cut his grass by the look of things. Nearly got lucky. Not bad weight. Right. Jay, forehand. Sits that bowl, he's going to make a few. Peter Waters, the last thing he wants to be here is short. And he's just fell into the trap. Any touch of the jack for the McGowan side is good. Jay with another good looking bowl. Played that well. Ooh. Might overcook the grass on this. Great weight. Well, job here for the skipper. Keatsy, going well, mate. Feel well today. Daryl's watching from Monto. Vince from Leppington in Sydney. I'd be happy if someone could give me the quaddie from Cranbourne today. It'll pay well. Okay, Roger with a touch of weight. Bit of a problem with that hand. Put weight on, they hold a bit. Jay. Sorry, Kristian with his last bowl. Weight again. Big save job here for Roger. Grass is better. How's his weight? Oh, he slid. Just slid. Pulled two out. Looks like four's come out. And now the step back measure before the measure gets pulled out of the pocket. After a handful. Not quite. Look like a four. Yeah, they pulled four out, didn't win the fifth one. Unless they had a sneaky one. Looks like it's going to be like scroungers. You got to roll to the jack. It's not a bad start from Max. Anything that little yard behind always gives skippers something to work with. Yeah, not bad from Robert. Something they can correct on. Yeah, great correction. Probably needed a foot, but just about own that hand now. Roberts decided to change hands and looks like he might pay the penalty. Good weight, but there is a definite difference in grass on both hands. Terrific weight from Ash. Just right, Les Piggott. Put a T-E-R on the end of that first name and to be famous. I think he's trying very hard, but he's come up that yard short as well. Boys haven't coped with a bit of a change in green speed, I think. Okay. After the first round, Manny Isgro on top. This is after only one round. Clive Williams, Ash Van Winkle running third. Bowlsy's mob. I think Hayden's skipping that. Hayden Oster, fourth. But 4 games to go will change drastically. Yeah. Roger just trying to get Peter to get that bowl out to give it a chance. He's given this a chance. Oh, it's just suffering for that 2 to 3 feet. Tim Phillips in Japan. Is there nowhere that this man does not go to? Liverpool must be playing there this weekend. It's a good guide for Peter here. If he can keep his same grass and add that 2 feet of weight, he'd have a cracker. He's carved it wide. The boys are having a chat in the middle of the green, and it's Kristian's bowl. That's a bit of a no-no. On his forehand, he's looking for any sort of promotion of his own bowls here. And he did. And he got a little bit lucky there because there was a couple of against that he could have got hold of, and he managed to get the split and rock on through. Roger looks quick. Not much, just a little bit wide. Well down here. Any sort of rub. And I think Roger's looking down the barrel of quite a number again. This will be some sort of save. Got a bit of grass. I think he's still sliding though. I've got the lean back measure going on. Two out, hunting for 3 or 4. I think that wins the front ones. I think we had a 3 there. And pulled 2 out, measured the next one and won it. So once again, unless there was a sneaky one they didn't tell us about. Yeah. You can tell Kristian's not used to skipping. He keeps forgetting to set the jack up. He's off having a chat. Well, this could get interesting, Robbie, with the wind starting to get up. It's what this place is known for. And especially over close to the buildings here, you get protection this end, so both ends react completely differently. Down the far end where it's exposed, there's especially where the wind's coming from, southeast or easterly. Once again, Max started with that good first bowl just behind. Good reply, Robert. Mate, how many chickens have you eaten? Robbie's finishing his lunch, and every time I look over, I see another chicken leg. There's about 4 wings, 6 legs. Just they know that they've got to keep it up to that massive body of yours. I think once again Roberts just cut his grass a bit over, just the overcorrection on the weight. Would have been, Jack High would have been a bad bowl, but ash on his forehand. Good territory. Yeah. Very good. Ash skipped a rink at the Nationals with the state over 60s last week, I believe. They run second. Ah. Okay, Ash again. McGowan boys is really struggling with their grass coming this way and their weight going the other way. 2 good bowls from Ash. All right, Les. It's better grass. It's actually overcorrected his grass. And he's... Jay on the more kind hand. It's a bit quick. Never hurts there. Peter doesn't look happy. I can see why. Yeah, our McGowan boys played the Division 4 final in Pennant here this year and were unfortunate to lose it on the last end. So, oh, that is a very good bowl. They'll, especially the boys up front, will gain a deal of experience from playing against this Kawana outfit. Two skippers that have had completely different situations in this game. Where Kristian hasn't been under any pressure whatsoever and Roger's been under a lot. Roger really needs just that little bit more help up the front of the side to give him some bowls in the head. Well, he's opted for a bit of weight. There are a lot of holes down here, and he's wide. still think there's a draw shot in there off that almost jack high bowl, even if you drew second shot. Kristian can sit this. He's not got the weight to do it. He's trying to sit that brown bowl out. I think Peter's asked Roger to draw to save. This will just be purely a weight shot. He's got not bad grass here, but I think he's heavy again. He is. Yeah, it's just the pressure that he's under, being down. Yeah, the pressure that Roger's under, he knows it's no use being short, and it just puts the pressure on to be that yard. And you're 3 or 4 down, and you miss everything and get the holes. You're still 3 or 4 down. Yeah. So the boys are gone tee to tee. Good start, Max. Yep. Just that little bit behind again. They're good leaders bowls. Yeah, Robert, first bowl. That will go in the sink. Max's second bowl. 2 very, very good lead bowls. I don't think any skipper would complain about those 2. Robert's chopped his grass. He's kept the bowl on, but big overcorrection. Ash on his backhand. It's going to finish behind if it stops. And it didn't. 1 roll in. Robbie's finally finished his 3 chooks and salad. Struggling to get that massive frame out. Oh, now he's into the ice cream. There's a big overcorrection from Ash on that hand as well. It is quick into the ditch here at Pialba down the far end from the clubhouse. Does strike a little bit of fear into people when they put their first one in the ditch, but it's not much of a correction. So better looking bowl here from Les. A little touch, he might rock him for second. Ooh. Third at least. Right. Janie's forehand. Weight needs a yard. Peter, same hand, backhand for a lefty. He's had a bit of a struggle, Pete. May have got second. Still needs probably 2.5 feet. Jay, similar line to his first. Just needs to beat that wide blue one, and he's got a good bowl here. Yeah, good spot. It's all about weight for Peter. Oh, didn't need all of it. He needed a little bit. It's a long walk for these boys when they're tee to tee. Jay not sure. Decided on the forehand, just needs to avoid the black bowl on the way in. Wide enough to do that. Oh, almost promoted. Jay's finished a good spot. Roger, he is tight. Short too. Again, slightly tighter by the look of it. Nope, same bowl, just missed again. Well, that was an interesting delivery. Just as Roger delivered, a drink cup flew out in front of him. You've got to be unlucky when that happens. It'll be, depending on that black bowl, they've kept it a secret again. Robbie trying to find out how many between mouthfuls of ice cream. And we're almost tee to tee again. Two. That's that only the exposed end of the green where the wind does get you down that end. Coming this way, not quite so wide. Robert, who does favour his backhand. He's going to do exactly the same thing. We'll see how the art of correction goes here. I see the master commentator has returned, Mr. C. Must have made something favourite at the TAB. Well, probably not the best end these leads have played, but Roberts won the end. Got one relatively close for Roger. So they've done the right thing and left it nice and open for everybody. And that's just ran into the short max bowl. The chance for the McGowan boys if they can nail one here. Les has given this a chance, just a bit weighty. Very weighty. Yeah, Jim's strolling back. It looks like he wants his seat back. Oh, I can sit up here. Yeah. Big overcorrection from Les. Jim's just trying to put a set of headphones on. I think they had on a 3-year-old kid before. Oh, it's technical. Sorry. Welcome back, James.
Hello, Heaps. Hello, viewers. We got a bit of work cut out for Roger Goodwin's team in this game.
Yeah, I just explained to everybody that the McGowan boys played our Division 4 pennant final and lost on the last end, and they're playing a side that will more than likely be playing Diamond League in the State Challenge early in the new year, so it'll be an experience for the McGowan fellas.
Well, I haven't seen Rip Van Winkle play anywhere but Skip in the State 4's final and the different other things. He's playing too.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if he skipped the first game or not, but I explained that he skipped a rink at the over 60s at the Nationals. He skipped a rink for the Sunny Coast at District Sides.
I think he got Player of the Series in the over 60s.
Okay.
I think at skip position he got Player of the Series. They ran second to New South Wales, which isn't a surprise because the New South Wales over 60s team probably beats the Queensland team. And the women won the ladies over 60s, which meant that with second place in the men's, they took out the overall shield in the over 60s.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty good effort, considering how strong New South Wales is. They have like 6 or 7 players in their over 60s team that played 200 games for New South Wales in the Open series. They're chock full of top line players in the over 60s New South Wales.
They like Victoria. They've got the population, and although we've got a lot of their Victorians.
We'll have a lot more after some of the weather around Melbourne Cup time.
True.
8 maximum 3 days in a row. And raining.
I just noticed in the Nationals today that Queensland knocked off New South Wales.
Did they?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So who had the wins? Aaron, the two Aarons played one another, and Omar defeated Aaron Wilson by 11. And Nugget Ingham won by 2. And Kane Nelson had a draw with Lee Schreiner, so that must nearly put the boys on top.
That's a good effort.
And it does.
They didn't kick off too well.
No, the first game was a bit disappointing, but it's a long series, and now it's down to the score difference. We have 11 shots up on New South Wales, so they've both had 4 wins and a loss. And Victoria, Tasmania, 3 wins, 2 losses. So that's a big result for Queensland. I know we've got a good side, but that New South Wales side is fairly strong, mainly because I think they've stolen half of Victoria.
Good effort.
Yep.
That's what they needed to bounce back after the first day.
Yeah, well, it was a bit surprising to see Aaron Sheriff go down in that first game. I don't think he's lost a game since, and I don't know if anybody's got close to him. So, yeah, very, very good.
Yes, Grant and Vicky, we can see Cam on the next door rink, playing 3 for Brett Davis. And Jason Oliver watching from Toronto. Yes, Lawman, we could say get well, Millsy.
All right, so young Robert, best bowl he's put down. This Robert's been playing about 6 months. He's just overcooked his grass. So did you make something favourite?
Oh, yes and no. I haven't had many bets today. I'm under a lot of pressure betting for the syndicate, you see.
Oh, no.
There's more pressure betting for the syndicate than there is normal betting.
Yeah, that's harder than Skip and Jim. No, it's Skip and Johnny.
Yeah. Well, I could have got the Melbourne quaddie 12.5 times for the syndicate last week, but I went a bit wide in the last 2 legs and only got it for 2.5 times. So we'd use the same sort of technique today. We're coming towards the end of the season.
How's Leicester travelling here? Not too badly. Well bowled.
Shut. We've got what we would call ditch to ditch. Some people would call it tee to tee.
And
it's nearly here.
It's nearly here. Not quite. As I explained earlier, from where that jack is, if you're rolling there at any pace, you're in the ditch. It is quick to the ditch from there. Probably from the tee, actually.
From the tee down, they could all tell me yesterday in their 2-bowl pairs games.
Yep.
Once you got to the tee, you were going in. We've had that little bit of rain to slow it. It's a good second, at least maybe 1.5 seconds slower than yesterday.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are coming to term with that played with yesterday. They're making that little bowl occasionally like that one up there.
Yeah, the reaction to in the ditch is generally very short. The bowls that turn a lot are the ones that can be travelling a bit at the tee, because but the straighter bowls will just hunt straight to the ditch just like that. Mark Armstrong's bowls are very wide, and his bowls are turning as they're coming to the jack. They tend not to go in too often, but that might have a lot to do with the fact he's a good bowler too.
Yeah, it's always got a bit to do with it.
Well, this one's gone, unless he does that. All right. Peter to add one. He's well out. It all comes down to, I think he's very short.
Flat out being up to that short bowl.
Yeah. And he's made life very hard for his skipper too, because that's got to be their hand. And I think we'll see Kristian play a little bit of an attacking shot here.
Kingy. G'day everyone. Fair bit of rain and heavy storms here in Roma.
Be nice and green out there. Oh,
no.
Jack in now. That's going to make life difficult. The Beckham boys, maybe two. Not sure. There's a wide bowl against out. Yeah, I think they're holding two. I don't think the wide one's in.
Get them both.
He's not got them.
He got both them.
Yeah, and he got that one. He got four. Oh,
When he said get them both, if he meant the one over there and the one over there, that was pretty good. Going in.
Yeah, he's in.
Going.
Yeah, kaplunk. But they're on the board. It'll be interesting to see what tactics we use here.
Well, it won't be ditch to ditch, will it?
Well, not if they're smart.
Well, it's not short. He give it plenty when it left here.
Well, would you call it 3/4?
It's a good 3/4.
Yeah. A lot of aggression next door. Good weight.
It's not far away.
Yeah. What do you?
You got a result sheet.
Got a result sheet.
I haven't seen
yeah.
that sucker yet.
Manny on top. The Raider from Airlie. Oh. Yeah, this wind has picked up. Always, yeah. Always fun playing here in the wind. It's a good.
Something to do with the buildings around the place?
Yeah, yeah. As I explained earlier, with the greenkeeper shed behind us, playing away from the clubhouse is very different to playing towards a clubhouse, especially when you've got an easterly howling through up there in the gap. But we rarely play here without wind. Young, I was saying before, Jim, if you put a TER on the end of Les's name, it'd be rather famous.
Well, depends whether you call the Lester Piggott or the Lester Piggott bowler from the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
He was playing in something the other day, actually. Steve. But he had his name in one of those things the other day. I haven't seen him for many years. Known as Lester.
Ash has just played a bomb.
Well, it's not a surprise. He plays a lot of bombs.
The surprise is where he's playing.
True. I was trying to call him Ashley in the commentary in the state games in May, and Rip got the better of me, and I asked him if he minded if I called him Rip, and I'm not sure he knew what Rip Van Winkle was. He seemed to be happy enough that it was called Rip, but I'm not sure he knew what it was meaning. So he's always been Rip to me since May.
Sounds good to me. That's just Australian as you can get. They're good 2 seconds bowls. Pretty handy. Your Bagara fours on on Australia Day weekend next year?
Yep, we've still got a few spots. I was going to talk about that some stage over the next few days.
Oh, close. 3 days?
Yeah, 2 half days, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
2 games on the Saturday, then 3, then 2. 7 games sorts things out a fair bit better than what I think of 5.
Yeah.
5, it's still tight at the top when you play 5 games. By the time you play 7, you've sorted a few wheat from the chaff.
You have. That's why I used to like the Mooloolaba top draw fours. They played, what, 3
days, 8 games.
Yeah. It's a good shot here. Almost.
A bit unlucky. Didn't need to be much better than that.
No.
Haven't been to Begowan since Tiger Pollard cashed in swimming round for his crab pots at the age of 86. Old Tiger was the mainstay of the Begowan Bowls Club.
All right. Were they grass back then?
Well, Tiger was still kicking 12 months ago.
Oh, okay. So, they
We always, part of our tour with the Victorian, I drove a bus and we did a tour around the pubs, in the little pubs out in the bush, and Begowan Bowls Club was always one on ours because they had volunteer staff and $3 pots and $4.50 schooners, and once we got there, we'd often start there and nobody wanted to leave. I had to get a stick to get them back on the bus to go to the next place, which was normally the Miners' Arms, and then
which isn't far away.
Then back to Gin Gin and Apple Tree Creek and work our way to the other side as far out as Agnes Water.
Oh, wow.
We used to do a bit of it.
And you were driving?
I did the driving. Some people didn't believe it. It was called the Dodgy Brothers Tour. And it was that dodgy, John didn't even get a start. You imagine how dodgy the rest of them were. When I'm saying dodgy, I mean serious dodgy here. It's Lance Piggott, not Les, says Kevin Beckham.
Ah, someone's given us a duff gen.
And I know Manny Isgrow hasn't got a W on the end of his name, but when you're called Isgrow, you might as well have a W on the end of it.
Yeah.
And Clive's got the second best form, eh?
Yeah. Well, he's had a good series down south as well.
Well, he's played Danny Cremeri, who is quite a leading player from the sunny coast, and obviously belted him. 24-6, I guess you'd call that a belting.
Yeah, that's a belting.
In anybody's lingo.
Yeah. It's a good start, Max. Touch it near the ditch. That's going to help.
Yes, once they've chucked it, ditch the ditch. So the lead is Max Evans from Windsor. I don't know Max.
No, he's playing. Playing okay.
By the way, if anybody's inquiring during the carnival about scores, etc., they'll be on the bowl side.
The mighty Bowls Link.
Okay. That was one of my question marks at lunch. I had to do a series of emails, seeing as I'm not going to be at a special meeting, district meeting, dealing with calendars and etc. in the Bundaberg district tomorrow. We've got quite a few things that need sorting out. Probably need a bit of 4B2 to go along to those sort of meetings, just to be able to explain it properly.
They're always fun. Always fun, district meetings. Ashes. Ooh, just hung. Didn't want to come home there.
Brett Davis giving one a bit of a chase down there as if he's going to do something good.
And
when he gets to it, he better give it a kick.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, not only did he give it a kick, it hit the jack. The jack bounced off the ditch and hit Ronnie Winton in the leg.
Ronnie's not
on his own team.
Yeah. Ronnie.
Lucky he got his own team with the jack. Apparently he wasn't thrilled with that short bowl he played.
He didn't look thrilled.
Thrilled mightn't have been a word that came in the dictionary for that
and
situation.
He was, 10 feet short when you're down is probably not going to thrill anyone. But
struggling a bit.
It's probably the shot, but
probably a shot.
I would hope something is inside it by the end of it.
Warren Downey. Did you see Yogi best play at the Carnival? Yes. Saw him play in the first game. They got beaten by 100.
So Lance, we've got Lance's name right. And when we get it right, he's just come up short.
Where were they? They were with... They only got beat by 2. They got beaten 14-12. But I know they were down...
Yeah, good shot, Jay.
13-4 or something or other, so they made a bit of a comeback. Warren. Peter Leon Jr., the young Afghan. Max, a gun lead, won the Australian Short Mat Championship. Thanks, Pete. Well, he wouldn't be in this team unless he could play on the right bias, would he?
No.
We've got Jay Dawe, Crocker,
Ash,
Rip Van Winkle. So they wouldn't be having someone in their team that wasn't some sort of priority.
Simon Wood watching from Phuket. Timmy Phillips is in Hiroshima.
Oh no, I've lost Williams' score. They got beaten 26-12. That game that Yogi was in. I've just read it wrong off that bit.
Second shot there to Peter, which helps Roger out a little bit. Kristian, he was worried about something halfway down. I don't know what it was.
Sits that bowl.
And falls the wrong way, as they always do. That one's mine.
Oh,
That's yours. Give this a bit of a chance, Rog.
good shot.
That's a very good shot. This looks a little quick. He doesn't have much more than a draw shot, though. That's his problem. Well, yeah. Attacking carpet bowl shot. He's pulled that. Be one to Kristian. Back to long.
Back to long.
Yeah, it was a one. Good to see the weather forecasters got it all right. It wasn't supposed to rain till this afternoon, and then they said 10, 2 and 4, and now it's clearing up. Not quite as long. There you go. Max defeated Ash in the Sunny Coast Singles this year when he was representing Pelican Waters.
Well, Simon would know.
Yeah.
Must have plenty of dealings with Simon over the years. To want to lose her.
It's a good start from Robert. And need a lot of hope to get that back to the line. The boys I talked to that were here yesterday loved it yesterday. They just said the pace was really nice. Greens ran well.
Yes, they were very happy with the greens. Not talking that this one was a bit quicker than the other one.
Yeah, it's been that way for a long time. Had to do a major repair on the other one 12, 18 months ago. The broken drain underneath it.
Okay.
Good shot here. But it's come back well, but this has always been the best green.
We played the final of the Wide Bay Challenge here in March, I suppose that might have been, eh?
Yeah. That'll be tight.
Much to the joy of Bagara edging out across the waves 4-3.
So we'll talk about that, not the pennant.
No, we don't know that any pennant games got played,
Ah, okay.
especially the game against Diggers in the zone games. We don't even mention
I
pennants.
don't mention that. So do you have a pennant final in Bundaberg, or is it just
Yep.
first past the post?
No, we have finals, 7 finals all at the same place.
Great idea.
Well, it's the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yep. Yep.
Seven finals in the same place,
Atmosphere is great, isn't it?
and it's like Premier League finals. Once
Yeah.
you get 2 full greens of finals, and all the spectators come to the one place,
Yeah.
and possibly 80 spectators, possibly 100. at some stage during the day, with ones that come and ones that go.
Yeah, you get some clubs that have really good spectator following too, and they're the ones
Yeah.
you like to make those finals.
Yep.
I remember when I played in Cunningham, and what they did there was play the semi-finals on the Saturday and then all the grand finals on the Sunday.
Yep.
And they'd start the Div 1 grand final 15 to half an hour after the twos.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
well, that's how Premier League was played.
Yeah, and so, yeah, by the time you were finishing your Div 1...
Finished your twos, everybody come and watch the final of Div 1.
Yep. That's when you hoped you were 20 in front and didn't need to play a pressure bowl.
Well, I was only thinking that the other day, the Hall of Famers that went through. There was one situation where you were involved with the Hall of Famer that almost got suspended before he played his first game for Australia. You were playing 3 for him and he didn't bother to turn up for the first game, almost got suspended in the second game, and we played you in the last game.
I remember that.
We won't talk too heavily about that on the screens, maybe after. Mightn't have been a Hall of Famer without that.
Might not have been, but that's not the only story. I've got to give myself a jam after the chemo.
Mike Watts from Wales. It's easier for me to say Wales than that. Aberystwyth. That mightn't have made a target, mightn't have made an anything. A bit closer this time. Got him at the moment, and a bit of jack, and hung around for shot. Very good shot. Gets him the mat. Now don't throw this too long. I think that's too long for what I would have thrown. It's a strong 3/4. Some interesting names down the bottom of the ladder down here with Cremeri, Andre Buck, Johnny Clark, all in the second half. We might even say that they lost their first game. Nearly had to tickle that. Hung around for shot. Good shot here. One, two, buckle my shoe. We'll see what Rip Van Winkle's worth here because he's 2 down. He's going past. Gets inside that one for another shot. Maybe. Similar sort of a shot, I guess he's got to play. 126. $39. That must be in the sun. One and two measures, we'd say. Not much to lose by just arriving to roll that bowl once. Can't be 39, but Robbie. It's warmish. Won't count that one. Warren Downey, you would burn it at the moment. Should be down to the final of the B grade champion and champion singles. Wondering how that event was going. I knew who got down to the semi-finals. And Brendan Wally was favourite. Well, that has made that one second shot, I would think. This one arrives, it'll make another one. Inside that, touch the kitty, make three. Maybe 2.5. Close. Push that one onto the jack. Certain 3. Seemed to work. The fact that they didn't play it really short. Mickey Tobin next door rink just rolled one on the jack. got a bit of fight left in him. Got the shot, put one 2 foot behind with his next bowl. We'll have to keep Mickey Tobin on from another end. They're all battling this hand. This one looks a bit better. Looked a lot better. Back to Keith Beckham's comment. We've got Les written down here, but now I look closely. He's got Lance written on his shirt. I mean to say, that's a bit of a giveaway that his name's Lance, isn't it? Once you got that written on your shirt. So he's Lance Piggott. Now I can read it on his shirt. Ooh, he's tight with that sucker. You'll count that as the backward. Okay, I only really talk to Pat on the phone. I've got his phone number on the phone. He often rings me about different things that I don't get to meet him very often. I only meet him on talking on the phone. Okay. Really long measure, Timmy Smith's yelling out. Umpire should yell back, well, why didn't you get one closer? Played a good attacking shot on his backhand down here last time. He's going to arrive. All but. Is that a bonus? Matt on the 6 foot, he said. We've got the jack, we've got the mat back, we'll be going ditch to ditch. Not sure how many it was.
Well, they haven't adjusted the scoreboard, so 5 according to Robbie. The Windsor boys are seem quite confident with these long ends. Your thoughts on the state challenge, Jim?
Yes and no.
Yes and no?
We'll see how it goes. Wide Bay Challenge was starting to fold in our area. There was still a fair few things working down south, but we probably needed it in our area.
Yeah. A lot of the country areas, I think, will enjoy it.
Still, it's pretty cutthroat with our 3 blokes playing singles. There were sorts of people whinging when they lose 3 games in a row that they tied.
Do you want to hear a funny story about that? They've played the section up in Cairns.
Yeah. And the team...
Edgehill went to Innisfail
Yep.
and two rinks all. Now, you know the quality of a fella called Cole Kelly. I consider one of the best Queensland country bowlers I've seen, if not the best. So Cole would have been an obvious choice for the singles.
No.
And they had another guy who I think led in their 2-bowl triples and was another choice that they had, and both those guys only took 2 bowls to the game. So consequently, they picked 2 others and they lost the playoff. So, lesson learnt, if you're playing in the gold or the diamond, take 4 bowls.
Well, there's only a few people that ever got picked outside of the southeast corner to play for Australia. Trevor Morris, Colin Kelly. A little bit short finding people that played for Australia out of the north area without having to go down south to prove their worth.
Yeah. I unfortunately, or fortunately, I didn't see a lot of Cole because the only time I saw him was at district sides.
Yep. I played
and he was a sensational bowler.
The Kelly gang, when I went as a state selector, he'd retired from playing. I said, I'm not picking a team if you're not playing Queensland team. And he made a comeback to play. And Queensland won undefeated that year and had never done that since it started in 57. And to mention some of the players that didn't play that year, that was suspended for late night, not making their room at the right time, was Globitz, Wilkie, Mark Casey, Neil McClellan, and Charlie Hayes pulled out because they didn't think they could beat anybody. But the Kelly gang ran riot. Of course, Kelvin and Lurch played brilliantly, as they always do, and we went through undefeated. Kelly played Omar. Omar was pretty young, first time he skipped for New South Wales. Won that rink 22 by 22 shots against Omar.
Wow. Then
played Pebbles, and whether you know Pebbles from Victoria, he was probably, belt size was higher than he's tall, but he probably played 300 games for Victoria. They beat him by 22 as well. unbelievable form. And they had 2 debutants. They stepped up with Charlie pulling out. Jason Grundon went to 3. Muncher played 2 and Audrey Hepburn played lead. And the Kelly gang ran riot the whole time.
Well, there's another guy that I think has been a little underrated, and I rate him hugely, is Jace Grundon.
Fantastic player.
He's a fantastic player, an awesome bloke. Yeah.
He was 3rd in the Kelly gang.
Would have been a young muncher.
Very young Muncher. That was 06. So it's 20 years ago, basically.
He'd be 12.
Yeah, he's early 20s.
Steve Cornish, there's not a singles in the Taylor Challenge, only in the Diamond and Gold should there be a 2-rink all draw. Then if you read your conditions of play, there is a singles game with a difference to determine the winner.
3 ends. 3 people go out and play 3 ends.
That's a pretty fair bowl there. Gee, I hope Brett got what he was after then, because his reaction last time wasn't real good.
Well, he didn't shift the closest bowls. He hit some of them.
At least he didn't hit his mate.
Stephen Cornish. I don't know that there was a single. Sorry, you've already answered that one.
Yep. No, there was discussion about going down the singles route, like the old Super Challenge days, but more than anything, it came down to green space.
No, happy enough to leave the singles off that event.
I think in the Diamond it'd be a major attraction, but I think once you go lower than that, it puts pressure on the clubs to provide markers, and like I say, you take up 5 rinks by doing it. But geez, those Diamond games that they'd have down in the southeast corner there'd be some pretty special singles matchups if they did have it. But first year, we acknowledged there were going to be teething problems and the odd error. We'll see what happens after that.
Well, we've got the same situation in our pennants, where away we go and see if we can improve it a little bit each year.
Well, as a really good businessman once said to me, if you're not trying something new, you're going backwards. When was the last time we did something with pennant?
1942.
Well, apart from a lot of the districts going open pennant Div 2 down in the last few years, but really, yeah, it's been a long time since something's been tried, and whether you agree with it or not, you've got to try something. And then you know, if you get back to your players and your clubs and say, well, what do you think? And you get some feedback, then you can only improve. If you try nothing, you're not going to improve.
Giving this a bit of a chase. Must be thirsty, or
I was going to say
he must be thirsty, or he needs to go to the toilet.
Yeah, that's.
Need to have a chat with his skipper.
Yeah. about getting the,
Had to be a reason why he chased that short bowl. Well, there
just
you
got
go.
a lot better.
There you go.
It just, he looks good now.
I might be remiss of one of those northern players. Ivan son of a bitch. I mean, Yelovich.
Yelovich. Yeah, he was a great player, Ivan. Still
And
plays, I'm told, up in the Tablelands.
Great shot here, great spot. One of my most fondest memories was semi-final of the state pairs beating Ivan and Colin on an extra end in 99. Now, previous round they'd beaten two blokes called Kirko and Glasson.
Oh, okay.
And I was pretty happy to see anybody beat Kirko and Glasson before we played them in the semi-final. But that would have been Steve's last year in Queensland, because 99 was about when he became a Blue.
Yeah.
Because there weren't any bowls clubs in Queensland that could keep their players. The only one they could keep was Kelvin at South-Tweed.
Yeah.
Was the only really paid bowler in Queensland. Stephen himself had to go south to make a dollar out of playing bowls. At that stage, it was only Kelvin that had any money retaining him. Strangely enough, he was a player that was well worth retaining.
Yeah, it turned out that way. They were quite strong then, South Tweed, because
they had more than half the state side. There was
Yeah.
no Broadbeach, there was no Helensvale.
Mussey had the
Mussey
Kiwi boys with Brian Baldwin,
Brian
and Gary
Mounsey, McNeish.
Yeah.
They had quite a few of the Kiwi boys. Well, you couldn't get a game at Musgrave Hill on Kiwi Day. There was a special Kiwi Day in July that you had to apply 2 years in advance to get on the green.
And learn to speak funny.
No. Yeah. No.
Robbie's
But
going off.
You didn't have to speak funny, but I had to teach a few of them how to drink Bundaberg rum.
Oh, righto.
A few of them didn't know how to do that part. And had a lot of fun doing it.
But yeah, they were very strong. And then I think it wasn't long after Steve went that they drifted from South Tweed north.
Yeah.
A lot of those players.
Well, Robbie Thompson was 16. Sorrow was driving him down to South Tweed. Sorrow got a Guernsey for South Tweed because he took Robbie down
He
there.
was Robbie's driver. That'd
Yeah.
be the only reason.
No, it wasn't the only reason, but it certainly helped.
I don't often get a chance to dig him, so that'll do me. He's
Could have got luckier than that.
got lucky. It's a very narrow opening. They're asking those bowls to come through.
Because Robbie Thompson, of course, another player that got to play for Australia. Not everybody gets to play for Australia, however good you're playing.
Well, another bloke, obviously deservedly. I had a lot of time for Robbie.
Fantastic bloke, Robbie.
Yeah.
He was part of that famous 2006 undefeated side.
Well, he would have been young then too. Then a lot of people look young to me. Though
He was probably young, but he was already playing for Australia, I reckon. Well, he was playing for South Tweed when he was 16. I mean, not too many. That didn't happen to too many people.
No.
Seeing as they had 9 of the 16 players in the state side.
Here's a shot. He doesn't want this. He was trying to remove the opposition's bowl. Tough shot.
And he still got shot. Come around that pack and draw to beat 8 inches.
That's really easy shot if you say it very quickly.
That's when you get on the mat and you say, haven't you got anything harder for me to play? Try something, get me a hard shot.
I think this is a...
Well, he's playing the right shot. He's attacking the jack.
He is. I'll tell you
And
what,
he's going to attack it pretty
Oh,
unluckily.
you're kidding.
Pretty unluckily.
Oh, dear.
Between the bowl and the
Between
kitty.
the bowl and the kitty. That is unlucky.
At good weight.
That's it. Oh, he didn't need that. Is it going to stay up? Nope.
Fire 1, fire 2. See if you can improve by about.
Half an inch either way.
I don't know whether you call it improving, but needs help, this one.
This does. I'll tell you what, he nearly got it.
he got a certain amount of help.
Yeah. He's made the error. I was lucky enough skipping a rink in a Poinsettia Cup once and had this bloke who played a few games for Queensland playing 3 for me called John Lang.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. And he asked me to have a run at a jack high bowl very similar to that shot.
Yep.
And I went between the jack and the bowl. And he called me down the rink, and I thought, oh, we've got to change a shot here. And he said to me, I want you to aim for the hole.
Yep.
I said, why? He said, because you're not good enough to hit it, so you'll get either the jack or the bowl.
Well, Langy had plenty of those sort of comments up his sleeve. Can remember him claiming me one time at the Pialba Classic. I was playing with Hiawatha, Wally King and Tommy Mullen. We're playing Langy, and he's got 4 shots.
Big quick.
And of course he's yelled out a handful, as Langy always yelled out a handful. And I'm 2 steps down the green. I said, hang on, it was only 4. And Langy's got 1 finger missing on that on that hand, you see.
Yep.
And I wasn't, like, he claimed me cold, like 4 shots, Jim, you idiot. Look, it's a handful. Like, he's got me cold as a maggot. And I've probably seen him get 6 or 7 other people with exactly the same call over the period of time. I only ever got to play with Langy in Yeppoon. Came up the Yeppoon, played with Langy in Yeppoon. One of the legends of bowls.
Oh, between him and Barry Ward, you couldn't ask for 2 better blokes to bring you through when I was starting to learn to play second and third and skip. You couldn't have asked for 2 better blokes. Wardy, they were just legends in our district, and Langy was a legend in the state. He played heaps of games for Queensland.
Nearly everyone at lead, but he didn't play third very often.
No. And I don't know that he played a forehand when he led.
Very rarely. Only under stress.
Yeah. But just a magic bloke and a fantastic bowler. We'd go away to district sides, and we had this young guy whose name escapes me, but he made his first game for Cunningham at district sides down the Gold Coast, and we had team meeting first night. Wardy and Langy called everyone together. This young bloke's walked in. Everyone's got a beer in their hand. He saw someone go to the fridge and grab a beer, so he went over to the fridge and he grabbed the first thing he could, which was a 2 old, and he was nearly straight out of the side because that was Langy's 2 old, and that was an absolute no-no. He was, the luckiest thing for him was Langy had finished his, and the young bloke had knocked the top off when Langy exploded, so he just reached over. He said, you can have someone else's. He didn't touch Johnny's 2 old.
Well, I was doing some commentary on the Jindalee pairs, which is probably not to be talked about here, but I had Langy's wife on as a co-commentary for a while.
Yep.
And Pam immediately tells stories of whatever happened when you go to Yeppoon. I only played with him once in Yeppoon, and she wanted to tell stories about Yeppoon for half of the thing. I said, hang on, Pam, how about we just tell some old Langy stories? She said the Yeppoon trip with you was probably one of his highlights. He kept talking about it all the time.
Very dry he was. he had some well, similar to what he did to me, but that was just his humour. It was really dry humour. He was an awesome bloke to be around.
If you didn't like Langy, you were in a bit of trouble, weren't you?
I don't know. Did anyone not like Langy? I don't think there's anyone that didn't like Langy.
G'day, men. Kristian Crocker has had more clubs than Greg Norman. No, you haven't got that quite right. He's played at more clubs than the Deltones, is the real saying.
Or Tongi.
I did tell a Tongi story last night, I think, to Robbie. Tongi came up in some of our stories. Say my name, say my name, say my name.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd was cheered.
Shot.
The whole crowd cheered when he got beat.
What a great bowl for no result.
A little toucher, not to be marked. Mark it yourself. You got the toucher. You put some chalk on
You
it.
bend over.
You don't expect me to bend over and mark that.
Yeah, Max has still got it.
Front bowl shot.
That was a great shot by Peter, though. So we get back to your state pennant next year. Are you going to grade districts?
Yep, we graded them on Tuesday at a meeting.
Okay, well, I won't ask you what you've done, but so...
Basically, in your Fraser Coast would say we intend to play Division 1,
Yep.
2 and 3. If you say, oh, we're only going to play Division 2, the match committee is going to say no.
No, yeah. No, that's fair
You're
enough.
going to be playing Division 1. We've been through, well, it's hard to add the men and the women together, but we've been through the finishes of where people finished in the district sides.
Yep.
In our area, we've sort of allowed Gladstone and Rockhampton to play 2 and 3 or 1 if they wish.
Yep.
But that would be available that we would allow them to play 2 and 3.
Yeah.
We're considering that Southern Downs would play 3 as their top division. I would think that
Burnett?
Burnett would play Division 3. They won't have a Division 1, it'll be called Division 3.
Yep.
Will be their top grade.
Yep.
And their winners will go to a zone game and then go to the Division 3. We're thinking of 7 Division 1 team districts, zones.
Okay.
We're thinking of 7 Division 1 zones.
How do you work that into a state pennant final?
Well, it depends whether we get 6 and play a round robin or we get 7 and have a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'd love to have 8, but the 8th one is one of those weaker districts that probably deserve to play down to give themselves a chance of beating someone. This is how the theory is that we're using, is that we're giving everybody a chance to win something instead of coming down and playing the Gold Coast in the pennant finals. They can come down and play the second or third team from the Gold Coast teams.
So 7. So you got 4 in southeast Queensland would be Div 1. Would
Yep.
be Gold Coast, Cunningham, Gateway,
Yep.
Moreton, Brisbane. That's 5.
Cairns,
Cairns,
Mackay,
Mackay.
Bundaberg.
That's 8. Then us.
And you.
That's
8.
9. What about Toowoomba? Or the Downs,
Well,
as they call it.
It's sort of in zones, so it won't...
Okay, so you're not going to change the zones
No,
as they stand at the moment.
yeah.
Okay, I get you.
So there won't be 8 because some of those will disappear with the zone playoffs.
Like your Leichhardt, Maranoa, North northwest sort of.
Well, like Gold Coast and Cunningham. Gateway.
Gateway.
Gold Coast and Gateway.
So we in Fraser Coast play Burnett in First Division State Pennant at the moment as a zone playoff. If they go to Third Division...
Yep, you will go through without playing a zone match.
And the same would happen with Bundaberg.
Bundaberg if both Gladstone and Rockhampton decide to play 2.
Okay. So would it not be easier to get to 8 if you cut one of the zone playoffs somewhere?
Possibly. Something we
Just
could look at.
question.
Something we could look at when it gets there.
It's just 8's a lovely number to play with, isn't it?
Exactly. We want 8. We want 8, but we don't know how to get 8 at the moment.
Yeah. Well, you can...
We're still on a learning stage.
Yeah, and it'd be what people would call a subjective call, but that's...
You can put
they've got to be made sometime
put
anyway.
Gateway and Gold Coast in to make it 8.
You could.
It's not rocket science. There's a line in the conditions of play that's a really famous line that doesn't get used very often, and it says the committee can do whatever they bloody like.
Exactly.
I think that might be the exact wording of it, but it's the gist of it.
Yeah, yeah. And you're in the same position that the state pennant, the state challenge is it's your first year.
Yeah.
And
we don't know really how the men and women together are going to make some of those teams stronger or weaker when we're really looking at those things.
Yeah.
Once we put the men and the women together, it's got to be like water. It's got to find its own level.
Yeah.
Baxi said something here. I wonder if it's sensible. Currently only 8 zones. Would Southern Downs, Leichhardt, Far North Queensland be eligible for Div 1? If they wanted to play Div 1, they could probably play Southern Downs, and Leichhardt especially would play Div 3. Far North Queensland would probably play Div 2. We're trying to make everybody competitive.
Yeah. Well, it's similar to what we've done with
Instead
the challenge. Yeah, you've got it.
Well, the pennant finals this year, the Gold Coast wins men and women.
Yeah.
What happened last year? Gold Coast won men and women.
Yeah.
What happened the year before?
Yeah, not much different. Was it?
And people are paying big money to travel down to know they're going to get belted by the Gold Coast.
Oh, Pine got it the year it rained on us a couple of years ago. But apart from that, it's generally them. Kawana. Tantytha did the unthinkable once. They won it from the country.
Yes,
but
that was about 12 or 13. That's more than 10 years ago.
Yeah, your first year is... People have just got to accept that it's a settling in period.
And like the winners of 3 won't play 3 next year, so.
Yeah. Well, a type of promotion and relegation.
Promotion, relegation, something.
And the other thing you can never allow for is player movement. Yeah.
Mm. Well,
like you say, after the Melbourne Cup, you could have half the Victorian side up here.
Well,
and they might like Harvey Bay or Bundaberg or something rather than the Gold Coast. So this is still tight, I think. No, you don't.
What was that?
I don't know what he's after.
The camera might have blown over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they know better than to fiddle with Robbie's cameras. The Beckham boys have scored.
Get that mat up there a bit. Don't throw it too far.
I reckon he should have taken it all the way and tried to put it on the tee and make life interesting. Yep, 1 to Beckham.
Ineligible. Currently with 8 zones, ineligible for Div 1.
I don't know why Far North Queensland would be ineligible for Div 1. Them and that's basically Townsville. And Tropical Far North Cairns, they should be playing Div 1.
Both of them are considered being Div 1.
Mackay, another strong country district. And then, yeah, you come down the coast and then there's Bundy and then there's Fraser Coast.
But doesn't Townsville and they play off? Townsville and Cairns are in the zone.
Yeah, they are.
So only one of them comes through.
Yeah, and probably has to happen more for a financial reason than anything else.
Yeah. Well,
it's it is.
The biggest plus that I can see with this great shot here.
On the next door.
Next door. The biggest plus I can see is that you only need 2 greens to play pennants. Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 will be at different places, and you only need 2 greens. Instead of men and women, we need 4 greens. So we can only play at Tweed, we can only play at Broadbeach.
Yep.
Whereas you would remember playing at Toowoomba in the district sides, possibly. You go back that far?
Yeah, once.
One of the fantastic trips was playing Toowoomba for district sides. It was before the ladies. It was probably early 90s. It was before the ladies played district sides. And we played at Harvey Bay, Maryborough one year.
They play at Mackay one year?
Never played at Mackay.
Never at Mackay?
But I can remember it was the most horrible one when we played Harvey Bay, because we travelled backwards and forwards in a bus instead of having accommodation. We went home every night. We went home every night to Bundaberg. It was the worst district sides ever on record.
Yeah, I bet.
That we'd get on a bus at 6 o'clock in the morning and we'd get home at 8 o'clock at night, and we'd get on a bus at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was just terrible.
It's a good shot by Ash.
Whereas the Toowoomba one, we frequented the Spotted Cow.
Yeah.
As did another 100 and whatever men players.
It's a great place to play bowls, Toowoomba. Any bowls tournament I've been up there, it's just a fantastic place to play.
It's a great place to play bowls. There's a lot of suck-hole kids that live near the beach, like know why it's called the Fridge on the Ridge.
Mm.
You go to play the Toowoomba in the summertime and you take 3 jumpers.
Yep. Well, Cunningham used to go up there and play an inter-district game.
Yeah.
Of all times.
Of all the people that got suspended, I still talk to Walshy about it.
Yeah. In July, we used to play that. So that got changed. But and Mitch Mears is sort of built like Robbie. And we were up there one June or July playing an inter-district game. Mitchell was only a teenager at this stage, built like 2 matchsticks. And at 12 o'clock it was 8.4 degrees. And I saw Mitch standing there. I don't know how many sets of clothes he had on, but he was freezing. Actually, we all were. It was so cold to play up there. But if you go up there in the summertime,
middle of November was the under 45s.
That's
and it was sleeting, and they allowed, it was the days of white clothes, they allowed different coloured jumpers. But then once it started sleeting, they allowed you to have a blanket. People had blankets over the top of their head. Holy dooly. Now we've got Kefty coming around the place, sniffing things out.
The legend that is.
They allowed you to wear blankets.
Got him.
Chip. Good shot.
Yep.
That under 45s was the end of November, I think. You don't often see sleet at the end of November.
Not really. I didn't. I was up there when, I remember when I was up there, I've never seen so many flies, and it was, I think it might have been Jace Grundon or someone said, oh, it was harvesting season.
Yep, that's it.
And, oh my God. You swallowed a few.
Yep.
Good protein. They'd only come from a kiwi. They don't have flies over there.
I'm sure they must have flies over there. Yes, the flies were pretty tricky out there at different stages when they were
And Cambodia, where the keepies
yep.
used to be. I played out there a couple of times. Same thing.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask. Actually, I was thinking of it the other day. What year did Keepy win the Champion and Champions fours for the state? Alan was the skip. Alan was the skip, and they played from Cambodia.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Chris and Shawnee weren't very old. They were probably juniors. And Anthony wasn't all that old. So whoever I was talking to said, I remember that time. I played that year in that thing. And I thought that was fantastic for a family to win the Queensland Champion of Champions. The whole kit and caboodle, father and three sons.
Awesome family. Just great people. Alan was lovely
Oh, we
bloke.
weren't like that.
No. They done? It's got that.
Last end.
Last end. Three. Well, this is healthy for the Van Winkle crew, seeing they were right up near the top of the ladder to start with.
Well,
with 3 games to go, it will depend who they play. Another good start.
they play Cooper Sutton in the next game.
Oh, yeah, Laurie Fay skipping that. Cooper's playing 3. Solid side.
And they play Aaron Page and Sid Boshammer.
Yeah. Aaron's the greenkeeper at the Albert.
And then they played Howard Johns, who's the Bargara team that got a bit of a touch-up in the first game from Manning.
Mm-hmm. Aaron used to play at Koana, I believe, in Premier League.
I'm trying to picture him. The name, I know the name.
Yeah, trying to find where he is. I think he's kneeling down through there where you probably can't see him.
Yep, I can see a bloke kneeling down.
Yeah, I think that's him. Yeah, I met Aaron at the Albert when we ran our pennant finals there. Did a great job on the greens.
Got to land this.
He's a jack, and he got enough of it
Well,
to make a shot.
possibly the best result. Could have cut it another 6 inches. Robert King. Yeah, the odd one. One from Rip. Probably not shot, but very close.
The Northwest generally make Division 5? I don't know. They're down that low, are they?
They're fairly low.
Are they?
And they got pretty good players. They're always underperformed for their talent.
They do have some good Damo and Alex, to name a couple. Lance. Oh, all but good.
Fair bit of breeze blowing on Crocker there.
Yep. Easterly is not a good breeze to have up that end.
Coming into the head of Bowl Narrow, how does that... was it a foot short?
Hello, we've got aggressive. And it didn't work.
Actually, it might have been Damien McGee that we were talking about that keepy winning 4 events. Might have been Damien McGee said that I played that year in that 4's Champion of Champions when the keepies won it.
All right. Plays where?
Doesn't he play in it every year?
Damien, perhaps not back in those days. He was working too hard.
I think the Begowan boys have gone the hit and hope bit here, by the look of it. Last end, they may as well have a bit of fun. Swear a good shot would be a 3-foot drag of the jack.
That lands something.
Oh no, Rogers pulled the handbrake.
Stop running at the head.
So he did, and he's short.
The dreaded, I went in the ditch last time bowl.
Yep.
Whereas in the ditch next to it would be better.
So did you have a good thing today at somewhere?
I've shortened up a couple of legs in the Kembla Grange quaddie. Haven't got any unbeatables.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, now pot it.
he's played this shot reasonably well. Is he quick enough?
No,
Not for that line.
no. Let's see what Kristian's up to. They've got pretty well, everything bar that brown bowl. He just needs to move the jack about 4 feet, 3 feet, and he makes a 4. Sit the brown bowl maybe. That's a good shot. He's played 2 good shots.
What do you say? I need another one on the head.
It's the last bowl of the game.
It's gone too.
It's gone. That's a big win for Kristian.
Got a bit closer than the first one.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
2.
2.
Yep.
That
And
brown bowl's
the brown
against.
bowl's the young Roberts bowl, the lead.
Okay.
It was shot for a while.
Well, we sign off and we've got a small break.
Next game will be interesting.
The game on here. Who have we got?
Shop Pollock and Nick Gosley.
Okay. Greg Robbie's playing lead as far as I know on that one.
Yes. He did in the first game and told me he had a shocker. So I don't know where you go from there if you have a shocker. They're certainly not going to promote you.
Well, you get them out of the road.
Just make sure they're behind.
If you're playing no good at lead, that's one of the main spots. We're talking about our Pialba Classic Men's Four, sponsored by the Harvey Bay RSL Group. We've got heaps of them in there. We've got to get up close enough to read them. The Chardonnay Club, the Clubhouse, Bayswater, Mini Golf, Harvey Bay, Salt Club, Harvey Bay Motel, Burpengary Community Club, and the Comfort Inn. I know where that is. I got lost going there last night, so I know where it is now. David Lee MP, the RSL Community Grants Program, Fraser Coast Regional Council, which is sponsoring the live streaming, Andrew Stevens, One Agency, BCIB, Nick Fisher, Auto Pro, Churches of Christ, Lawn Bowls to You, Clayton Hearing, and Go Natural Foods. We'll be back as soon as possible for round 3. 3:15. 3:15 we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you there. Thank you, Hoops, for filling in for that bit.